So now we're going to look at Wordpad. We've looked at sticky notes, we've looked at Notepad. So Wordpad has another layer of functionality to it. So it is a basic word processor. So it's more advanced than Notepad, but simpler than Microsoft Word, something you might be familiar with if your school or office has the Microsoft Office suites. There are later classes on Microsoft Word, but we'll focus just on Wordpad for this particular exercise. So Wordpad can format and print text, but it lacks the intermediate features such as spell checker, thesaurus, and also the ability to put in tables, which you might want from a more advanced word processor. As such, it's suitable for writing letters, short pieces, but really underpowered for the work you probably want to do in your everyday office or school routine. Anyway, let's have a look at it now. So I'm going to go back to the orb and I'm going to type Word, and there we go, we've got Wordpad right in there. So when it loads up, it's maximized to the screen. If yours isn't, just click on the maximize, which is just in the top right. And Wordpad for Windows 7 has been updated from previous versions, and it now has the classic Microsoft ribbon view. What people are talking about when they're talking about the Microsoft ribbon is their applications have a number of tabs. This has 2 tabs, and against each tab there is a row of icons, and those row of icons are actually separated into areas. So this home tab actually has clipboard, font, paragraph, insert, and editing. And it's just Microsoft's way of reorganizing their functionality. They did this in the most recent versions of their Office suite. If I click on another tab or another ribbon, there we go. I've got more areas of functionality. Let's go back to the home and let's use Wordpad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a whole load of text first. So when you're using any word processing software, generally don't get hung up on the actual formatting. We'll talk about this in more detail in Microsoft Word, but generally the content is the most important thing to put in there. The formatting, the look and feel, the prettying up of it can all be done at a later date, and is far easier to do at a later date. The most difficult thing is to put in the content. So that's where we're going to start off now. So we'll keep going with the shopping list, but we'll put a kind of a bit of spin on it. So let's talk about computers first. So let's create a what is a computer. What is a computer? There we go. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to say so inside a computer there are 3 core components. Hopefully you'll know what these are from the earlier classes, but if you don't remember, let's start off with putting down a hard drive. There we go. Another one is the processor. So where we store the files, what actually processes, does all the brain, and then we also have your working space, so your memory. So there we go. Inside a computer there are 3 core components: the hard drive, the processor, and the memory. So now let's do some of the formatting. So what is a computer is a title. So in the font section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size. So I've highlighted all the text, and I can grow the font. If I want to, I can do that a lot quicker by choosing a particular size. There we go. That looks pretty good, size 36. I can choose to underline it, bold, italicize, or underline. Let's underline it. I can also put the center the text. There we go. Center it right there. And then what I'm now going to do is I'm pretty happy with all of that. And then these 3 areas here, I'd like them bullet points. So you can see that there's a bullet point starter list. There we go. I've highlighted them all. Press that. There we go. That's my bullet point. So compared to Notepad, what I've managed to do is vary my font style, different sizes. I've managed to do a list, so you can already see more functionality that's there. Let's have a look at a picture. Let's kind of insert some pictures. So let's let's end the list. So I'm just going to uncheck the list item, and I'm going to go, here are some pictures. There we go. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to insert the picture. So I can either click on the picture, or if I click on the drop down, I've got various options. So picture. And here we go in my images. Let's go to the images that we used in the earlier classes. And here we go. I can see the processor, I can see the hard drive, and I can see the RAM. There we go. So let's put in the picture. And I can label it. This is a picture of a hard drive. And what I'm going to do is select all of that, put that in the middle. And then I can also resize this picture. Whenever you select any pictures, you can right click and you have various options. So resize picture. So I'd like to reduce it, I think. In fact, let's just reduce it by 50% of the size. There we go. And of course, if I want to center it, we go back to our center icon. So there we go. So we've got a very simple word processing bit of software. Now, I inserted a picture quite quickly there, did a certain amount of formatting of text quite quickly. When you do the more advanced classes of Microsoft Word, we'll actually spend a bit more time on that, and we'll build up on these building blocks. The purpose of this is to show you the functionality of Wordpad. Perhaps a final point to also mention is the ability to insert an object. So we've looked at the fonts here. You can play around with those. We've kind of seen how you can change the paragraph, centering text, making bullet points. Then we inserted a picture. You can see that you've got paint drawing there. Well, that's the next class, is actually using the Windows 7 Paint software. Date and time, you can put in a date and time. And insert object is quite an interesting one. Insert object allows you to embed other files within this particular file. So for example, do you remember that shopping list that we did before? If I wanted to, I could insert an object. And it's asked me, do I want to put a new object in there, or do I want to actually put it one that already exists? And I'm going to say I'm going to put one that already exists. And I'm going to browse to my desktop. And what I'm going to do is, you'll see that I've got the shopping list that I just did in the previous class. And if I click open, and I'm going to check display as an icon, what that basically means is it's going to show that icon. And click OK, you can see, there we go. What I've done is I've embedded that file. It means anyone, if they're viewing this document that I've created, if they now double click on this, what will actually happen is it will load up the notepad item. So Wordpad, there we go. So the idea of this is to show you the functionality. It allows you to format your text, insert pictures, but also embed other files. That's it.